y'all, it's your girl Cece, and I'm here with my other cast members of A Time to Unwind. We got
Amber
and Sierra.
Oh, Angelic Sierra. Anyway, so I know y'all missed us. It's been a while. It's been like a good month, right?
Yeah,
it's been a while. So it's the new year, 2019.
Hey, cheers.
Cheers to that. Clank, clank, clank. Oh, let's take a sip to the new year.
We had a nice turn up for New Year's too, actually.
We
all
actually
together.
did.
We were together.
Yeah.
We all
Hey.
were together for New
That's a nice
Year's.
little turn
And
up.
speaking of together, as you guys see, Taylor, or as you guys can hear, yeah, she's feeling a little under the weather. So we're gonna send all of our positive energy and positive vibes to her.
Yes.
And hope that she gets better, and which she will, and she'll be joining us on the next episode. So. Yeah, get better soon, girl. But yeah, we were. We were all. No. So we were all together for New Year's. It was fun. We went to the club, turned up. You know what I'm saying? Yes.
Spent a little bit.
Yeah, spent a little bit of something. And yeah, so we ready to get into this new year. It's a lot of great things, especially with the show. So we're gonna go right into it, and it's a hot topic right now.
It is.
R. Kelly.
Yes, surviving R. Kelly. We actually had a whole nother episode in mind, and then when all of this hoopla that was R. Kelly, like we had to change it up. We just had to change it up. Like it's so I didn't want to do it, but then again I felt like it was important because this is a big thing. You know, usually we try not to. I think we said for the show we're not going to do too many like hot topics. Like a lot of stuff is going to be self-awareness, but some stuff you just gotta put your 2 cents in. You got to. So surviving R. Kelly. What y'all think?
Well, I mean, I did watch it. I did not want to watch it for whatever reason. I don't know. I just felt
I made them watch it.
She sure did because I really wasn't going to until she decided this should be a good topic for our episode, which I agree. But I just did not want to dive into that for my own mental and emotional state. But after going into it, I knew exactly the reaction I was going to get, which was a lot of anger, a lot of frustration. And I mean, I feel bad for the girls that were in these scenarios. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's just this, I don't know the words to say.
Yeah, it's a lot. I know I went through a lot of emotion. I really did. I'm just torn because, okay, like at the end of the day, nobody's perfect. You know, we all have our demons and we don't want to judge, but there's a thin line between judgment and some stuff is just plain wrong. Mm-hmm. Like it just is. So, so I had actually just happened to stumble across the docu-series. Actually, I really didn't plan on watching it either. My husband was the one that was telling me about it. He was like, yeah, they about to do this thing on R. Kelly and all this, that, and the other. And I was like, I ain't gonna lie. I was that person that was like, man, okay, I can separate the talent from the shortcomings. I thought, now I don't know. I'm still on the fence. I mean, all these accusations, because we still haven't heard from R. Kelly yet.
No, he was at the club turning up.
He sure was on his birthday.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. So we are only hearing one side of this story.
That is true.
So,
but I don't feel after watching this, like, especially the girl that had the STD, I'm not about to come out on no type of episode and admit that.
If you chasing money,
you gonna go out there and admit that you got herpes?
I didn't say me.
Oh, okay, but I mean, I just feel like any rational person wouldn't want to go out there and expose themselves like that. But I mean, I guess if you really after the money, I mean, I guess you do whatever you want to do. I mean, there is like those cases with Usher and whatnot, you know. But that's beyond the topic. But that's the only reason why, like, I feel like most of these women weren't lying. You're not gonna want to go out there and expose yourself to the stigma, and it takes a lot of courage to come out there and admit
Oh, hell yeah.
that these things happen and that you allowed yourself to be in these situations.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know he said none of these, like, what was the disclaimer on each episode, that he denies the allegations.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't feel like they would knowingly go out there and admit and say all these things if it didn't truly happen to them.
You would hope.
I would hope.
And I think now isn't he trying to like do a lawsuit or something? I don't know if he's following up
like time
with that. Yeah, so we'll see. But the thing that is okay, so just taking the docu-series like step by step, like episode by episode. So like the first episode, which is crazy, out of like a 6 or 7 series episode, they only spent, I feel like, 15, 20, maybe 30 minutes on his
Backstory.
But how much of his backstory can we blame as to why he's the way that he is? Like they said, like it was 3 or 4 is his 3 brothers. I mean, it's 3 boys, right? And like a girl or whatever. But they said like he was kind of like the weird one out of all of them, like from birth. Like he was always like the quiet one. He was always the kind of one that was off to the side. They said he used to get teased a lot in school, I think. And then it comes out that he was sexually abused. And then the one brother stated that he got sexually abused too. And from a recent interview, he said that he came out and said that the sister was the one that sexually abused them.
Yeah.
And this it's just crazy. I mean, it's a lot of that goes on behind closed, just beyond R. Kelly. It's a lot of that goes on just in people's life in general. That's a lot of people's story. Like, so, you know, do you get a pass for that? Like,
See, that it's sort of hard for me. I feel like you have sort of like a sympathy for his situation that he's been in. But I don't feel like he gets a pass because there's been people who have been abused and don't choose to act out and do the same thing that they had happen to them.
Yeah.
Right.
So everybody is accountable for their own actions, regardless of that. I understand it's a traumatic experience. I mean, I can't speak from experience. I've never had that happen to me. But just, so I can't say, hey, you shouldn't do this, but it's wrong. There's no way of justifying you going and being a predator on these young women. I mean, not even women, because they're girls.
Right.
At this age. Like, I mean, I couldn't imagine, I mean, I have a daughter. Her at 16 years old, I can't imagine her being anywhere near a 28-year-old man. I don't even like nobody watching my kids.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm very particular on any of that. So, I mean, I keep on going on a tangent, but
I mean, it's real. And okay, so this is the part of me, and I hate to be, sometimes I hate to throw this, like, the race card or whatever the case, but okay, so R. Kelly, we got this black man, right? Okay, we're, you know, running his name through the mud. Oh, he's this, he's a pedophile and all this stuff like this. But then you look at his background and you look at his trials and as a kid, what he's been through to get sexually molested as a kid. He's getting exposed to, mentally as kids, like, to be exposed to sex, like, that can do something to you. You know what I'm saying? So to me, for that, it's like, we don't excuse that. But I feel like, because I've seen it happen before in the media, I feel like let it be like a white person who has this issue. I put it like this. If it was, what's his name? Harvey Weinstein, right? Okay, let's say we found out that his background was, oh, he got touched as a kid. Oh, he was exposed to this and that. Oh, he was teased. Like, I feel like there would be a whole lot more sympathy. It wouldn't be no running nobody through the mud, because that's what the media has done. Hell, look at what they do when you got a white person that goes into a damn church and kills 9 damn black people. What do? We don't say, oh, he's a monster, oh, this and that. The first thing they do, well, let's look into, whatever his name, Jeff Hart, and I'm not excusing R. Kelly for what he's doing, but how much of that, there's still that part of me that's like, you have to, like, look at somebody's upbringing sometimes, and that is a reason to why. So I feel like instead of us being just so judgmental so quickly, why can't nobody be like, look, this is what happened, he needs help. Like, I feel like
I get your point, but I feel like at this stage, since us as a black community have known about this for how long? Like, we started with Aaliyah.
Black people don't go and get help when they need help.
No, they don't. We
At
don't.
all.
So I feel like that's a part of the reason why he probably didn't get help. That he doing the same thing to these girls that was done to him.
Yeah.
Because he never got the help to make him stop.
That's true.
That is true.
That is true. So,
But I don't know. I feel like, honestly, right now, the only reason why it's being brought to light, honestly, this will probably be, if nobody presses charges or anything like that against him, this will probably be swept under the rug within the next month or two.
oh
He don't
yeah.
forget about it.
And his shit gonna
continue
happen.
living his best life.
Exactly.
Like he been doing.
I mean, this has happened with him multiple times. So, I mean, honestly, at this stage, like, I get what you're saying with the race thing. I
Right.
completely understand. But as the people that will still say, I'm going to still support and listen to his music, I mean, honestly, if I hear an R. Kelly song come on the
You're
radio,
not changing
probably, I mean, to be honest with you,
No, I was just playing the other day.
like, I don't feel like I would probably be like, oh, fuck, this is R. Kelly, let me skip this shit.
No, not you.
But, what was I saying before that? My mind just went blank. But, I don't know.
I see what you're saying.
I just completely lost train of thought.
And then, but yeah, and then my thing is this, you know, we go back to the whole, like his whole history of this. So back in, 93, 94, there was the whole Aaliyah thing, you know, and then 2000, whatever year that was, there was the sex tape. So we've been knowing this. There's been multiple, he's had multiple offenses at this point. Why now? What's so different now that everybody is like, oh my God, even like certain celebrities, like,
I don't know, was the sex cult thing that was something recent that we just found out about? Is that the reason why it's been
So he
in
had
the
a whole
media?
cult?
Supposedly.
that's what
There's
they're
like
calling
six,
it.
how many like girls, like 5 girls that he had in his house that like they couldn't do anything without his say so. Like
But
everything.
is that what people are outraged about? I mean, at the end of the day, like these are.
Well, I mean, one of the girls was 30 years old, so I mean, that's not like. So I think the outrage is more about it being younger women,
Yeah.
more so than him sexually abusing people. You know what I mean? Like, you're not really talking about the sexual abuse. We're more talking more so about him molesting 15, 16, 14-year-old girurs.
I want to say I didn't really hear anything about the cult, so I don't really feel like that is what the
But even
issue is.
I feel like I almost feel like it's like a gateway. It's like, okay, we already know this about you. We already know that, you know, you like running up in 16-year-olds, whatever the case is. But now on top of that, now you got these girls that are like a quote unquote sex cult and they can't do anything. They even have to ask you to eat,
shit.
Yeah, you're in rooms. One of the people on the show was claiming that there's in his mansion there was different rooms and each girl was in each room and nobody could talk to nobody. They couldn't even go out the room. They had buckets in the room, so if they had to use the bathroom, they had to use these buckets and all of this stuff like that.
He's nuts.
If this is all alleged, but I mean it's some pretty credible sources that supposedly that this is what
I mean, there could be these people that just join together and join forces and want to make it slide and make some money. I mean, that could be a possibility. It could be.
Lifetime. I mean, because they knew Lifetime was going.
Yeah. But I'm not saying that I don't think they lied. That's just me personally.
No,
I think he's a sick little bastard.
Yeah.
He has issues. He never got treatment for it. He's basically he was the prey, now he's the predator. And he's going after these young women.
I actually have a friend that used to live in Chicago. She's actually she was like my childhood best friend, and she had moved to Chicago or whatever. And I just happened to be on Facebook, and she had chimed in about R. Kelly. She was saying kind of like the same standpoint I had. Like at first I'm like, yeah, you know, I grew up on R. Kelly music, like whatever. Like I'm still going to support him. But she was just pretty much saying how, you know, she after watching the documentary it's changed. But anyway, one of the people, I guess, that are from Chicago had commented on her post, and he said that he was like, for people of Chicago, in that area, that's nothing new. Like, you have people in Chicago who's been off of him. This man, he actually said, he was like, when I was in high school, that was the thing for girls, that was the thing to do. If R. Kelly was throwing a party, that was the thing. Like, I was like, whoa. He said in high school, like, that's what girls was doing. Hey, yeah, the R. Kelly party. You going to R. Kelly's house this weekend? So he's been, even before he was even the R. Kelly that we knew, when he was just local R. Kelly artist. This is what, yeah. They said he would lurk at the schools, at the high schools. Allegedly. But I want to go into that though, because I remember being in high school and there was a few dudes, I'm not going to say their names. I was in Dayton, Ohio. If y'all from Dayton, y'all probably know some of these dudes. We ain't even about to sit up here and say their names. Y'all know who y'all are, y'all little nasty fucks. Would be up there lurking at the high schools too. Like, these guys is like, y'all been graduated. Like, y'all like 21, 22 years old.
Yep. They would lurk at our basketball games. We had a boys and girls club that a lot of us would go to after school. They would lurk out at the boys and girls club, act like they were helping. Was you really helping though?
Mm-hmm.
No.
They was
We
helping
had them
her.
too.
Yeah.
They were everywhere too.
See?
They're everywhere.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
But like, where do you draw the line? Because I mean, honestly, the age of consent in Indiana and Illinois is 16. So I mean, these girls are willingly, especially like if these people are coming up to school, picking them up from school.
Because they think it's cute.
Yeah, I know. So where do you hold them accountable at this stage? I mean, they're okay to do it. I mean, not okay to do it, but technically if they consent, it's legal.
my thing is the people that, okay, like some of the females that judge like, oh, he's nasty. But real talk, some of y'all was the ones that when we was 15, 16 years old, eating up these 22, 23 year olds on your team. So I ain't judging nobody. I'm just saying, like, why you got, you know what I'm saying? It was wrong. Technically, when you like 15, 16 years old, let's be real, you do think that's cute. Like, oh, you know, I got this little 20-year-old on me.
Yeah.
That's never been a thing for me though. I ain't never wanted an older dude. That's like, to me, I honestly, if I saw you talking about trying to date somebody older and talking like it's the cutest, like you just cute and like you, that disgusts me. Like even as a teenager. But I thought I was a prissy little thing.
Okay,
so
Dudley do right.
I know.
Look at you.
My
Wow.
ways have changed.
You learn something about somebody every day. I'm not gonna lie. Because most people, when I was like 14, 15, 16 years old, they always thought I was older than what I really was. So I did have that a lot. I actually had like a moment of I think I was like, what, 16, 17? This was at the time me and Drew, we was on a break, okay? We took a break and I was, yes.
You took a break?
We did take a break.
Oh my God, I thought y'all was a perfect couple.
No such thing as I don't hold that title. I do not want that title. Hell no. But anyway, like 16, 17 years old, even watching this R. Kelly stuff, it made me think back on that. Like, I was 16 or 17 and this guy, he was maybe like 20, 21. And like, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I don't think that was okay. Like, I didn't, and I think there was, we were just talking. And I even, there was one time he even asked me, he was like, if we was to get serious, what would your people say? Would they be okay with the age difference?
Ooh.
And now I'm thinking about that, like, after this R. Kelly
What's
thing.
the age of consent in Ohio? Hold on.
Yeah, what is the age of consent in Ohio? I'm like, wow, that really, like, that's deep. Like, even he asks, like, do you think they would be okay if we was to take it serious? So that's what I'm saying, like, these dudes be knowing.
And I was hitting puberty. I was getting a little, getting a little stressed.
Right.
So he used to hype me up.
Okay.
I used to go for fields. I used to be like,
Okay.
But like looking back, I'm like, dang, I was 14 and he was a grown ass
How old was
man. He been graduated. He was in college, everything, and he used to try and talk to me, fill me up.
At 14.
Like 14, yep. Because I used to be at the Boys and Girls Club with my little brothers, and all the time he's like, "Come watch the movie in the theater lounge." I'd be like, "All right." Here I go in the theater lounge, like, and it was just normal. It was weird, but then I've always had like some of my parents, like their guy friends, when they used to come over, they used to be side-eyeing and saying slick stuff all the time. I'm like, I'm in high school, like, why
would
you trying
you
to
say that?
Ugh. So then I used to either go in my room or leave, because at that time I was really starting to like realize, like, this is weird. Like, why are you
exactly.
you a grown-ass man? Like, you shouldn't be looking at me. Look at my mom, look at my grandma,
exactly.
look at my mama friends. Like, why are y'all paying attention to me? Yeah, and they used to say slick stuff. They used to buy me stuff. It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that really goes
At that point, did you admit it? Did you tell anybody?
No.
So you just harbored on it. So it just
Probably-
continued.
Probably why I was the way that I was for a little bit before I got with Chris. But
yeah, but that just goes to show. That's what I'm saying. Like, we all have these stories. So as much as we want to condemn R. Kelly, like, when you just take a step back and look at your own personal, like, look, this is like really pretty normal. Like, so then it's like are these people, is it pedophile? Like, people are really walking the tight line of like pedophilia, a lot of people.
See, honestly, I don't know. Maybe I need to look up the word, definition of pedophilia.
Yeah.
Because when I think of the word of a pedophile, I think of like little kids.
like babies,
like
toddlers.
under the age of 10 type situation.
But even if you said, like, okay, being at the age of 14, that's kind of...
No, it's still, I can still see it. I don't know why in my mind, even though I know it's still considered that, I think of young kids, not...
I do too. I don't think about 14.
Once I think it's a 14-year-old, I think it's like sexual
assault. So when it's a 27-year-old into a 14-year-old, what is that called? What is that? So is it okay?
No.
I'm just trying to figure it out.
But I don't know, just the word pedophile, I don't know, I just don't associate that with a 14-year-old and a 27-year-old. It's not, I'm not saying that's not okay, but I just don't associate that word with that age. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't feel like there's a word for it. I mean, pedophile technically is a word for it, but I don't feel like there's a word for
that.
When they're like a teenager. I think once you hit teenager, it's gray.
A teenaphile.
I don't know, I just feel like a teenaphile. Alright.
You already know, this is a serious subject. This is not, I'm just making light of the situation, but no, this is, all it just says is sexual feelings directed towards children.
See, I feel like children is
like kids.
12 and below.
Okay. So with that being said, like I said, you know, we're getting on R. Kelly for these teenagers. And then when you take it a step further and look at the fact that, like you said, the age of consent in most states is 16.
Yeah.
So if you want to get real technical.
See, I saw that. I don't know exactly if that was accurate. I just Googled it, you know what I mean? But, I mean, the website that I pulled up was like ageofconsent.net. But I don't know if that's legit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because you know me watching Law and Order and whatnot.
I'm done.
Alright. They got 16-year-olds again, statutory on there. So I don't know. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
SVU is my shit.
I guess. What I'm saying. I was when I was watching it, they had what was her name? Why can't I think of the lady's name?
You talking about the parents or these people? Cause don't get me started on the parents, cause that's a whole
the
nother
parents.
subject.
That's not who I was talking about, but the parents is a whole nother thing. What do you feel about the parents, though?
So one in particular, one set of parents, is it pissed me off. I almost wanted to find these motherfuckers because it pissed me off that bad. They let their child, they go to a family concert to R. Kelly show. First off, that's strike one.
Right.
I'm not taking my child to no R. Kelly concert.
How old was she?
16.
17.
I thought she was 16. Whatever.
You talking about the one that
went on stage.
I'm not taking a family.
That's gonna be playing bump and grind, all that type of stuff. He's gonna be dancing. He's gonna be grinding. Did you know, like an R. Kelly show? What do you expect to see at an R. Kelly show?
Have you seen an R. Kelly show? All it is a bunch of girls grabbing
Yeah.
wiener.
So I mean, like, they let their daughter go up on stage. She got chose to go on stage with R.
And you
Kelly.
let her go.
You let your 16, 17-year-old daughter
I'd be like, stay here. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go for you.
Right.
go
Okay.
on stage, and both parents are there.
Both
Mom
of the,
and
the
dad.
mom and the dad was there.
You like the dad pissed me off even more. You gonna let your daughter, your daughter.
They said, oh, we didn't think nothing of it because R.
was
Kelly, he was
convicted.
letting a bunch of, he has this section in his show where like he chooses a bunch of women to go on stage. So she was the one. Oh, we didn't think nothing of it. And then afterwards, instead of them like just going back to their seats, they actually go backstage, I guess, and then go to the back. They go back to their seats. But they said their daughter though, she didn't come out. Like it was taking a while. Like after the show or whatever, they were still waiting for the daughter.
I'm not waiting for shit.
First of all,
Well, she
I'm
wouldn't
tearing
have
up
been
that
up
whole. First
So,
of all,
let's start
exactly,
there.
Me and my child, if that's the case. If anything,
exactly.
I'm going up there with her, and she ain't gonna be dancing. She ain't gonna be doing nothing.
She shouldn't even been there.
No, I know. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to rationalize if I was them.
No, there's no.
There's really no really the way to. I don't know. It just pissed me completely off. And then they just somehow he has possession of their child because she's like an aspiring singer.
Yeah.
And she's
They
with
said that
him.
he gave her. Well, when she finally did come out,
Yeah.
she was like, "Oh, he gave me my number. He let me sing for him." Which this is a running
Trend,
thing with
yeah.
him with these girls, with these
All
16,
Mars
17-year-olds.
What's that?
Going back to the beginning, you know who else kind of pissed me off was the a few of them did. I'm not like excusing his behavior whatsoever, but like the other girl, what's her name? Like I don't know. She was like Hispanic or
Oh,
something.
I had to stop listening to her. I don't even know what happened with her. Sorry.
But pretty much the same thing. She was 17 years old. He has this thing for if they can sing, that's how he gets them. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I can make
I know,
your
like a mentor type.
Mhm.
that's exactly what it is, a mentor. But yeah, so the one who went backstage or whatever, they was like, when she finally came out, the parents like, oh, he gave me his number. He said he wanted me to sing. I have a good voice. And so then what happened? I think the parents or something was like, oh, well, they were like, okay, cool. We'll look into it. What come to find out, the girl, she was actually like
Texting
R. Kelly and stuff like they didn't know or whatever. But, then I think she went off to like Florida or something like that.
She went with him supposedly on some
Yeah,
like
they didn't even
mentorship
know.
type,
The
like,
parents,
whatever.
the parents didn't know. She just went on her own or whatever.
How don't you know
Where
your
your child
16,
is?
17-year-old child just goes off and is just gone?
And you okay with it?
Well, in her
They made it
defense,
seem like they weren't okay with it, but I don't see how you were okay with it. Period. I mean, like,
well, technically in her defense, because it's just like Aaliyah's mom said, oh, I always had my eye on her. We were always around. But apparently, I mean, realistically, obviously you weren't around. To make a long story short, they ended up finding out that R. Kelly, that the daughter went to go see R. Kelly to audition. At the time they swore up and down that's all, they ended up getting on the phone with R. Kelly. R. Kelly was like, reassuring them like, oh, this is strictly just, whatever. I could really make something of her, but I need her to, pretty much be under my wing. Pretty much R. Kelly was damn scouting her to the parents.
Were any of these girls acting funny after some point in time?
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if my child is being molested, like, she's gonna start acting funny.
Well, but it's not molesting.
well, a lot of
because-
these situations, a lot of these girls are now
Yeah.
being like taken in his possession type
Possession.
situation. Like they're not still being like he keeps them captive from his.
Because like
parents.
with the parents where the girl had went away or whatever, so this is the thing that I'm not gonna lie, it killed me. Because they were like, okay, so they talked to R. Kelly. It was like, yeah, well, no, she can't move down there, or she can't be under your wing, but we had just set something up or something to where we'll allow her to like, I guess maybe it was like go to studio sessions and stuff, which
and she's
knowing, and this was after the trial, so you know the history of this guy.
Oh.
after sex
And they
tape.
let her go.
Yeah.
This is like apparently, like, what was it, like 4 years ago or something like that? It wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago.
All right.
Their defense was that, well, they didn't see nothing of it. They was like, their terms was that somebody had to be around at all times. Like, they were just like, it has to be
somebody?
Right. Who is somebody? The security?
like
at
maybe
the
like
door?
the sister, because remember the sister?
She did try to go visit.
She went to go visit the sister to make sure, I guess, things was all right. The sister was acting weird when because at this point the sister was in R. Kelly's house. Was she like living with them or maybe something? I don't know. Or no.
She was just going for like a vacation type situation.
Yeah, it was like a vacation.
She was trying to go visit
So the
her
sister went down there to like check stuff out. The sister was acting weird. The sister said she was like, yeah, I'm hungry. Let's just go get something to eat. The sister's like, oh no, you gotta ask R. Kelly. No, we can't leave. That sister said, look, fuck R. Kelly. Fuck R. Kelly. If I'm hungry, I'm about to eat. The sister went out, I think, or something. The security or something happened. R. Kelly security people or whatever, I guess they got her, supposedly threatened her and all this stuff. Yeah, it's deep. But the parents though, I just
see like the one that like what's the girl's name? The main girl that like's been with R. Kelly for some years now. What was it, like 9 years now? What was her name? But she was on TMZ or whatever.
Oh,
those parents.
Jocelyn. Is it, you talking about the one that did the TMZ interview and they was talking about like you could actually see him like coaching her?
Her parents, I actually like they've been trying to find like I feel like that situation was legit. Like the parents couldn't do nothing in that.
No, for sure.
She was a teenager. She was in college, and he scouted her from there. She's an adult,
and she can do whatever at that point.
Yeah, and they've been trying to get her and get in contact with her, but she's just like.
And what about the one? They actually had one on there where the
mom got her.
The mom actually got her daughter. Like this is actually on camera. Like she found out that the daughter was in LA at the same time that she was there because she was, matter of fact, filming this documentary. I think it was. And
she was on TMZ with the other chick.
Yeah, she was on TMZ
and she
with
saw
the other
her,
chick.
And they arranged for her to find out where she was. Like she just so happened to see the hotel that was in the background, assumed that's where they were at. It was like she went there. It was the wrong hotel, but they said it was the next one over. They were living there, and she ended up just going in. I guess people just give out room keys. I don't know how she got out the room number.
Oh yeah, the manager gave it. But yeah, so that was deep. That was really crazy. Okay, so people bring up, I see like these celebrities and stuff, and they're like the ones that not necessarily are supporting R. Kelly in a sense, but they're just saying like, okay, if you're gonna have this energy, well, R. Kelly need to have the same energy for everybody else. So like for instance, we look at Elvis. Elvis actually married his wife, and she was only like 14, right?
Yep.
What times was different back then? Supposedly, I don't know.
What's different?
I don't know. I wasn't alive then.
So
okay, I could call my mommy and ask her and see. But times was different back then. I mean, that's what the perception is.
Like that was okay back then. There's a lot of things that's okay back then that's not okay now, though. But
yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, like honestly, I think this is why people viewed it as okay was due to the fact of majority of the time back in the day. If an older man's dating a 14-year-old, it's 10 times out of 10 they're getting the chick pregnant, and then he ends up taking care of her and marrying her. Because that's typically where that perception is of you get somebody pregnant, you marry them, and you take care of them. But then you typically have a situation where your papa's Rolling Stone. That's a whole nother subject. But that's why I feel like majority of the time people are okay with it is because that man's now taking care of that child. And the parents are now okay with it because now the child's being taken care of, the man's providing for her, taking care of the child, what have you.
So R. Kelly should have just married all of these 16. He should have. It would have been more acceptable for him to pee on that girl if they were married.
Well, I mean, people all slip behind
closed doors. Then at that point, if they married,
I mean,
that's
she like getting peed on.
Oh Lord. Oh my gosh. So yeah, so I guess that's just my thing. Like, why didn't nobody say? And then supposedly, I don't know how true it is, but then like people brought up like Hugh Hefner and stuff, and that the fact that he would like scout girls out at like 15, 16 years old.
Yeah. Even though I don't know, I can see that. I mean,
and this guy was openly.
Look at Playboy. I mean, what do you expect out of that type of thing?
And I'm pretty sure the girls that he's scouting at that point want to be
exactly. They're willing. They're going at. I don't feel like he even had to scout. I think he probably had auditions.
You can say that about R. Kelly's chicks though.
But I mean, but most of this, I mean, there were some girls that went after him, but then his ass is still stalking schools supposedly and going after these chicks. Like, I'm not justifying Hugh Hefner, I don't know. I feel like if he's doing it in a business aspect, I view he probably had like actual
I feel like he went by the
auditions
rules
type shit.
What is the rule? But that's the point
I
I'm
don't know
trying
what
to
his
get
rules are, but I feel like he abided by the rules
But this
of
is
not
the
being
point.
able to get in trouble for
Y'all are
this.
proving my point though, is what I'm trying to say. These white men, oh, let's try to find a way to make it right. R. Kelly does the same thing. Nah, he's a monster. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Did he try to find a way to make it right? Or was he just going?
But why are you making an excuse? That's the point that I'm trying to make.
I don't feel like R. Kelly made it right. I feel like R. Kelly legitimately is.
But why did y'all
He's just doing what he feels like he wants to do. Whereas Hugh Hefner kind of like,
I feel like
his whole business up behind it. To where
not saying it's
find a way
right,
to
but I
make
feel
it
like
okay.
he made it legal in a sense for him to be able to do it that way. He probably got permission. He probably got permission from parents, whatever it may be. So if we
R. Kelly got permission from parents, and you were talking, and you just said
they said okay.
They
They
parents just you just said.
yeah, but I don't feel like they legitimately like signed off some rights type shit to be like, hey, R. Kelly, you know what? Go ahead and fuck my 14, 16-year-old daughter.
Okay.
This
This is the part that I get
get
confused.
Okay.
Why are we making an excuse?
I don't view it as race. Is where I'm coming from. This to me, I'm viewing Hugh Hefner as a business. I view R. Kelly in this situation. He ain't doing this for a business. He's doing this for his pleasure.
Yep.
I don't view Hugh Hefner over here fucking all these bitches.
But he was though.
But
From what I know, and I can't say that what I'm saying is accurate at all. I have no fucking clue on Hugh Hefner whatsoever. This is just what my perception is. Is that I view Hugh Hefner, of course, he has these women, he has the okay to do this with these women, he has the okay to take pictures of them nude. If they just so happen at this point, if they have the type of consent.
so was R. Kelly having consent form signed? Non-disclosures?
Actually,
Like, was he doing all this stuff to
the one chick,
check him up?
Kitty, she did say, and this was the one that was older. He actually got her when she was like older, so she was 30 years old or whatever. But she did say that he would make people sign consents. Did you see that part? And it was, she was saying something pretty much like the consents would say. Like, it would be crazy stuff in the consent. Like, in some instances, he would have them sign consent.
The child? The child or a parent?
No. This is just him taking women in just in general. Like, the ones that they said that are
of age?
Of age, not of age, whatever.
Well, then I can understand that. He probably had an NDA sign that you can't discuss this certain shit. But he's still a fucked up dude.
So nuts.
Yeah, I mean,
he could still be a kinky motherfucker. There's some bitches out there that like that shit. But do that with somebody who knows at the right mindset to know exactly what the fuck they're getting into.
Right.
These 14-year-old women have no idea what the fuck they like yet.
yeah.
And now you're scarred. This little girl got pissed on. She has no idea who the fuck. I'm 28 years old and I ain't getting pissed off for shit. So,
she didn't know like what he was really. I mean, she knew what he was doing.
but I doubt she was going in and says,
"Hey,
baby, we about to do some golden showers today."
She probably was like, "Okay."
I don't know what the fuck that is. Maybe she think money is going on.
And
like,
then it happens.
And she just get pissed on. Like, it's not like I'm not even trying to make it a joke or anything, but like, she is 14. She has no fucking idea what the fuck she likes sexually, any of that. She in her mind. Like, at 14, I wasn't even thinking about sex yet.
Yeah,
Well, actually, hold on, what's that? I don't know, maybe.
I wasn't thinking about doing
I didn't
it like
have
for
sex
real,
yet,
for
but-
real, like with anybody else. I wasn't thinking that far. Like
No.
my brain wasn't developed enough. For
No.
that.
At 14, I mean, I've thought of it. I mean, at that age, you're going through hormones of sex, but I wasn't ready to have sex.
Yeah.
So, like, I know at that age, like, my son will be fucking 14 in 4 years. I ain't ready for that. So, I mean, like, they are not. And he ain't. He's over here shaking his head. He ain't even supposed to be over here right now, but he just snuck in. But, no. 14 is not of age to think that you can have sex. I don't know. This is just gonna piss me off even more.
All right, I'm
Sorry.
not trying to
going
be funny because I didn't really watch the sex tape or anything.
I didn't.
But what was the reaction of her when this was being done to
Like
her?
when he was peeing on her?
Yeah, like was it an enjoyment?
Was she taking
I don't
it?
know.
Like was she
I
was
don't-
loving it?
Oh, she was.
But you don't know
I mean-
what you like. Like that's just the first
But I think
experience
honestly,
with
if
all
you're
of
still-
this. So
Still in that
maybe
age.
she thought that was part of the emotions of
Well, yeah, and she's trying to please the person she's with.
a grown ass man at that. So when
he's
you're
leading her.
yeah,
You're following in that you don't know what the fuck you want.
That's
So
what
you're
I'm saying.
following this man who is a grown man who you may think this is what normal sex is
Yeah.
like.
Maybe he pees first.
You
do it.
fucking- like, I mean, honestly, you were still a child at 14. You have no idea
So wrong.
unless you're just in here Googling everything to figure out what sex is. You have no idea.
this is true.
And back then, was Google like, how long ago was this?
Back in like 2019, well, like 2000, 2001.
I don't know. How old was I then? I was like 10. I don't even know what it was like back then. Like, regarding internet. And I know there was internet, but I mean, like, I don't know.
It clearly wasn't as developed as it is now.
Yeah.
So was she really gonna take the time to Google? Like,
No. She's probably just going off of whoever she's having sex with and what's the norm, what to expect. This dude's telling her what he wants to do. And shit, you gonna go, and as everybody says, this dude is leading the whole damn thing. You gotta do what the fuck he says. You ain't got no say so sexually with him.
Yeah.
You gotta follow along with him.
right.
And I didn't know he was abusive accordingly to like his ex-wife and whatnot, but
Yeah.
apparently he will beat your ass too.
Yeah. Her whole situation to me, that's just crazy. Like how Sparkle, that's her name, Sparkle, when
yeah.
when she was saying that around the time when her and R. Kelly, you know, and I do Sparkle. I like her standpoint because see, I'm Sparkle's mindset. Sparkle was like, you ain't gonna. He tried to do that. He tried to get me in that. Like, I'm not that type of woman. You ain't about to be doing that. I'm not about to be following no.
But how old
you
was she?
telling me?
Right.
Sparkle, but she was a little bit. She was older at this
Right,
point.
her
Like,
mind
she was.
was-
And honestly, there's a lot of women. I feel like a lot of these girls.
But what about the women that he has though? That he got some women on that was like 30 in their 30s.
And that woman that was her in her 30s talked about the situation that she just came out of. She just came out of an abusive relationship that her man used to beat the shit out of her. If you're in that type of relationship, you don't. If you're not fully healed from that shit, you're gonna go right to the
Right back in
same.
it.
he
same
has a
shit.
type. He clearly knows.
You're gonna pick some young, naive girls. Or you're
Yeah.
gonna go after the people who are not strong-willed, not strong-minded. That you're gonna be able to walk and tell them to do what the fuck you want to do.
Because just look at how they say that R. Kelly is, even outside of these women, just how he is. And this is stuff that's been going on in the industry for years. And people, I actually just happened to be on YouTube and now looking at some of the interviews from other males in the industry. These was like interviews from like 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago. A lot of them were saying that the way that he just operates in general, like he's very, pretty much like he has this persona about himself. Like for instance, like when he's at award shows or if you're on a tour with him, everything has to be like cleared out, like almost like a Michael Jackson type of thing. So like if you're in the hallway, I think it was Neo. I just watched the interview with Neo. Neo was saying that the reason why he went on tour with R. Kelly, Neo only did two shows with R. Kelly, and he got kicked off of the tour. Pretty much R. Kelly kicked him off the tour. Like, and he was just saying how R. Kelly, like, and when he's in rehearsal and all this stuff, no one can be in the if you're even walking down the hallway at the same time he is, you have to the ways has to be cleared out for him. And then like R. Kelly's dancers and musicians, they said everybody has to be separate, nobody can talk to each other, everybody has to be in this. His ex-wife, who used to be a backup dancer for him, was like, everything was just so like, he's just that type of man where everything and everybody has to be controlled and he has to be pretty much the head honcho. So
because his control was taken away from him back when he was a kid.
Yep. And so that lead, yep.
Nuts. He's crazy.
That's crazy. But then if
you can understand why.
It makes sense. Why. It makes sense. It all makes sense. Yeah. But is it okay?
It doesn't justify your actions. You've literally you've done this for years.
This is why it's so important to
talk to your kids.
That's why it's important to talk to your kids. It's important that because just get help. You know what I'm saying? Like, get help. And yeah, that's deep.
I mean, it's crazy is how everybody talked about him as a child that was so antisocial, didn't want to be the center of attention, and we're talking about now how the way he is, like, he's a damn performer. He's on stage. And did y'all see the video about him talking about his mom?
Yeah.
No.
He was like in love, like boys love their moms.
Yeah.
But he was in love with his mom.
But that is, like, when I
like
took
what?
a little bit of psychology, there's like a whole name for that. Supposedly it's very normal. That
what?
You find an attraction to your parent, like of the opposite sex. Like you.
Like he was actually talking about his mom in that way.
Yeah, mm-hmm. Like apparently they would go out. He said they would go to breakfast or whatever, and they could only get like a Danish and a coffee, and his mom would wear some lipstick, and he would drink
like on this glass, and then she would hand him the glass, and he would drink from the glass where her lipstick was,
because he wanted to taste her or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
but apparently that's normal though with kids.
Really?
Honestly, they didn't even speak about the relationship he has with his mom, more so on the documentary. The only time I heard about the mom was on that, whatever he said.
Yeah.
And like, to me, that was curious about like his upbringing, like where was his mom and his dad?
Exactly.
And nobody really spoke on that in the series. It was more so, he said he was abused, but he didn't say how he was abused or who he was abused by.
Yeah, he don't even speak on it. And and even just the brother, it made me kind of sad because like when the brother admitted that allegedly the older sister was the one, he said that when he did decide to tell somebody, he told his brothers first. He never told his mom. He said he tested it out on his brothers first, and he seen their reaction, because he said if they didn't react good to it, then he knew he couldn't go to his mother about it. And that was just like so sad to me. Like, that is exactly why people don't go and tell and say nothing, because okay, you say you go, especially as a male, can you imagine how hard that is as a male to
especially if you're being, I feel like even more so if you're being assaulted by another man, it's even harder to tell that.
Exactly.
But even with a woman, like, you still would think like, oh, so an older woman's having sex with me.
Yeah. And
is that like a right? I feel more of a man than I can.
Now I got this older woman on me.
Yeah, and that's why I feel like with this whole R. Kelly allegation thing, I really try to be careful in my feelings with it and what I say with it, because at the end of the day, you never want to dismiss somebody's experience. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never want to do that, because it's hard enough to come out and say this, you know what I'm saying? So for those people, it's like, oh, these bitches is lying and all da 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 da. Like, I really feel like we do need to be careful with that, because of the simple fact that it's so many.
Gonna make it harder for other people.
It's gonna make it harder, and that's why people don't come out and say nothing, because it's the scrutiny. It's the, oh well, if I tell, you know what I'm saying? Just imagine, and we just feel that way on the world that we're in, imagine that on the perspective of media, you know what I'm saying, in the entertainment industry. You don't want to be known as that person that single-handedly was the reason why you took down this quote-unquote R&B king.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because just imagine the scrutiny that they're going to get for that. That they do get for that. Just imagine the chick that with the whole sex tape thing and taking that to trial. This woman got death threats. You know what I'm saying?
See, that's what I'm saying. Honestly, if I ever was in that situation, I don't think I would say shit.
I wouldn't say
I would have taken it up to that.
right.
It's something I got to deal with. I need to get therapy for that shit.
But I wouldn't say anything.
But then that goes back to the point that I'm trying to make, is that this happens so often and people are scared to come out because of all the, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's just a cycle. It's just a nasty, vicious cycle. Like,
I mean, a lot of it has to do with social media now too. It's so big. They're on
everything.
stalker pages. They're on
Yeah, it's
comment,
worse
they're gonna
now.
send death threats.
It's
Like,
worse
crazy
now.
So I wouldn't say anything.
I don't even know if I would say anything if it was just some random motherfucker. To be honest with you.
it's just hard.
Because I don't necessarily want to go through the process of having to go to trial and speak my story and have to recant
I
the
didn't say
situation
anything
that I
about
had.
the Boys and Girls Club. Like,
Yeah, like you didn't say anything. But yeah.
You gotta relive through that shit. So I mean, that takes a lot of strength, and I commend anybody that does that. Because I
For
know,
sure.
like, even I mean, I'm saying that now, but you know what I mean. I don't know if I could do it.
Right. Yeah, it definitely takes a lot of strength to come out, but you know, if anybody is in that situation, I just say just be courageous. And yeah, cuz that's a hard situation. We shouldn't be afraid. That's to me, that's sad that, and I'm getting emotional cuz I'm an emotional person, but to the point that we cannot, like, that's crazy to me. Like, we don't feel protected. You know, to me, that's how I look at it. It's a protection thing.
Yeah.
You don't come out because you don't feel protected.
Yeah.
As black women, we don't feel protected. If I say something, people are going to judge me. People are going to say, oh, I'm out for money. No.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is serious. So we're gonna protect this. I don't want to say monster because that's a strong allegation, but this person that has an issue, for the sake of us, you know what I'm saying, not feeling, oh, I'm just not gonna say anything and let this person just continue to keep doing what he's doing. That's not right.
I mean, I feel like, honestly, if I was ever in a situation, that would be the only reason why I feel I would say something, is because I don't want this person to continue to do it to somebody else.
But then that's gonna hurt you even more because it's gonna go away and he's gonna continue doing what he's doing.
Exactly.
Well, I feel like this situation with him is gonna be swept under the rug.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
It's been swept under the rug for years.
This is the third time, like I said, okay, Aaliyah, we was like, okay, whatever. The trial, how did he even get off on that now that I'm thinking about it? Like, if it was proven that these girls were 16 and 14, how did he even get off on
I don't know. I remember they kept saying it kept getting delayed by, like, it was delayed like 5 years.
And then it was just dismissed.
And then I don't know what happened to where it was, like, how he got off.
Yeah, like, what was the verdict? Like, did they not have enough evidence? Like,
So imagine how those girls feel.
yeah. So now and that's the point I'm trying to make. So now you feel like I did all of this and I came out for nothing.
And now it's for nothing.
But it's a thin line because also
Not for
too,
nothing, but
if you're 16 years old, I don't know. This is just a tough situation to me because at the same time, you're 16 years old. So I know you have a young mind, but you still know enough right from wrong to know that to a certain extent that you shouldn't be messing with this man either. What was he in his like 30s at that point?
But it's not like he's an adult. You kind of listen to adults.
An adult. And then that takes me all the way back around to my point.
He knows his way to manipulate people.
Mm-hmm.
He's been doing this shit for years. He knows how to get in the minds of these girls and manipulate them to make it feel like he's safe with them.
Mm-hmm.
As an adult, you're supposed to be the person that, you know, you're supposed to be the protector. You know, you're supposed to be the one, especially if he was in his early or late 20s, early 30s at that point, like, you're supposed to be that person that these people, you're the one that's supposed to know right from wrong. Like, I know that at 16 and 17 years old, we know right from wrong, but really, the reality of it is we still gonna do some stuff. I mean, how many times, I know I was at 16 years old, I knew right from wrong, but I still chose wrong.
Yeah. Should I still choose wrong now? What you mean?
At certain days. So, you have to talk about being the bigger person. You're literally the bigger person. You're the older person.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I thought about it, like I said, I went into this situation at first like, fuck it, R. Kelly, the king of R&B, and I'm not saying that he's not, but I'm like
him like that, to be honest.
I did. I'm not gonna lie.
His song was cool.
No,
yeah, I've never.
That man is a
listen to him.
That man is a musical genius. It's not even about. That's one thing I'm not gonna take away from him. His genius, like outside of his own songs, everything that he's did. This man wrote for anybody that write for Michael Jackson. You would. Michael Jackson, the Michael Jackson is here. Michael Jackson trusted you enough.
Michael Jackson, you want to talk about Michael Jackson?
What about Michael?
Him playing with them little boys.
Let Michael rest in peace. That's my boy. What?
So that's okay.
What?
The allegations of him being a pedophile.
A true pedophile. But that's okay.
No, it's not okay.
What's asking?
It's not okay. But has anyone ever?
But I don't view my thoughts on what I think happened with Michael Jackson. I don't think he's ever actually molested any child. I think honestly his mental has never grew out of a child state.
Exactly.
I think he honestly,
Michael was too,
just like the way he
naive.
lived, his house, the way he carried, like all of that. It just seems like he just wanted to be around kids because he was a kid
mentally. He was all processed with him. And plus with Michael, did anyone ever come out and actually say, because half of the people that I know that took him to court or said that they molested him, then they ended up retracting years later and being like, I just said that to get money.
I don't remember. I didn't
Yeah, there was one of the boy, and you never know it online and stuff like that, because stuff be fake. But apparently one of the accusers ended up coming out and was like, I just said that he did it because my parents told me to do it so that we can get money.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get off track. We were just talking about
No, but I mean, that's all. But,
serious.
because you want to talk about abusers.
Yeah, Michael Jackson did. Hell yeah.
You do?
Yeah. But it's okay because he was still stuck in a kid's mind, right?
I don't think he had sex with him. That's what I'm saying. I don't think.
So him playing with him, that's okay.
What do you mean by playing? No, I mean I'm thinking playing as like legitimate,
like cars and trucks.
Yeah.
Like, you see what his house was?
No, I mean that's fine. Don't we play with little kids?
Yeah.
But think about this as well. You got this ass.
But is he playing with their private parts?
I don't know about that.
I'm sorry.
I don't know about that. I don't know.
I don't know. Oh, Michael.
Sorry.
But y'all give him a pass because here you go.
I didn't give him a pass. I said that's what I think he did. I don't think he. I don't know. I don't want to say he didn't.
I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like Michael's situation is different.
But you just got on us about Hugh Hefner though.
The only reason why I say it's different is because I see these articles where people are retracting and being like, I just said what I needed to say. Maybe it's because I'm going off of the actual accused. Like, I really am going off of the actual accusers. When you have people that are retracting their statements, ain't nobody retracted nothing on R. Kelly yet. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, okay, and time may tell. But ain't nobody retracted nothing.
I think R. Kelly did all that shit. I honestly don't think.
He probably did, but
well, let's take it a step further, because you know what I'm saying. We about to turn up and see them in a couple of months. What about Chris Stokes?
That motherfucker.
That's even worse. Chris, let's take it.
I think he did that shit too.
Let's pull out all the pedophiles. Okay, or alleged, because I don't need nobody who posts this. I don't need nobody up here putting a lawsuit out on me. Alleged, but you actually had Raz B up here putting stuff out, like saying this. He actually had this man on the phone he actually had the man on the phone. Chris Stokes, you can hear him saying, "I'm not that person anymore, Raz-B. I don't do that anymore." What do you mean you don't do that anymore?
What? I'm not. I think he did.
And that's even. That's even worse because that's a man taking advantage of another.
How was Raz-B?
Didn't this happen with Bow Wow too?
That was with the limo driver. That is. You know that's a good tale. You know that's.
I'm bringing up fake story. Fake news.
You talking about with his limo driver? So anyway. Okay, so final thoughts. Final thoughts.
R. Kelly's a pedophile.
He did it.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Will you still be listening to R. Kelly, or are you #mute R. Kelly?
I'm listening. If it come on, I'm not putting skip. I'm not hitting.
Depends on the song. Depends on the mood.
So if you in the mood and he come on,
I don't listen to that in the mood. He's not my cup of tea in the mood. So I honestly, I don't think I don't even know the last time I listened to an R. Kelly song. I've never specifically downloaded him on any of my shit. To be honest with you, I know his songs.
So this wasn't enough to,
Sorry, I'm getting kicked out of the house.
Shout out to our production team, Jarrell Smith. He's our cameraman, our light man, our
picture man,
our mascot.
Oh, you said
excuse me, Craig. I forgot it's Craig.
Oh yeah, he's Craig.
What about you? You gonna listen to him?
Yeah, that's a good question.
#mute R. Kelly.
She don't listen. Because I know her husband don't listen. So
Yep.
unless she goes.
She's not go for it.
Well, it doesn't have to do anything. I'm gonna separate.
No, I know. I get y'all both in the car together. You're gonna be like, "Hey, Joe, turn that shit off."
Or if you in the mood and it come on.
See, R. Kelly.
I feel like,
what song you listening to? R. Kelly's in the mood. Bump and grind.
man, I don't know. Y'all kind of.
I mean, you can just put on Pandora. It's gonna come on.
Yeah, if it's gonna come on. Okay, my answer. I feel like, to me, I can still separate the man from separate the man from the talent and the genius that is R. Kelly. Will I mute R. Kelly? Honestly, probably not.
I think we're going to hell for saying this.
Yeah.
It's real though. And I mean, people can, feel however they feel, but because I look at it like this, we all have our demons. We all have some shit that if we had a camera on us 24/7, how many people would cancel us out in a heartbeat if they seen our
Man, I'd be
worst?
canceled all day, every day.
I would
be canceled after this episode.
So that's why I'm in the house.
I don't be able to go. No, we gonna be like R. Kelly. We can't go nowhere. So I just have a heart like that. I just feel like if I sit up here and just totally just run this nigga through the mud and be like, he's a terrible person and all this and that, I would have to cancel myself, honestly, because there's some things about me that are not perfect. There is not good if the magnifying glass was on me. So that's the thing, and that's the point that I'm trying to make. With all of this, when it's all said and done, ain't none of us perfect. So, and all I can say is that, if you are going through something, if you've ever went through sexual abuse, physical abuse, whatever, and it's eating you alive, go get help for that. And
say something to somebody.
Say something.
Don't harbor that.
Don't harbor it. Because it's going to
be easier said than done.
Talk to your kids.
Be your kid's advocate. If your child tells you something that is going on, do not brush that shit under the rug.
Yeah. Find somebody to talk to. Find if you're not comfortable with talking to your parents, find a counselor, a teacher, or something. Just something.
Shit, you can even reach out to us. I'll just point you in the right direction.
Yeah, I can definitely.
I'll Google it.
I
can definitely point you into the right direction.
Then we might go together because I need help.
But anyway, so I don't know. We fucking out of here, man.
Thanks,
This is
y'all.
enough. Thank you.
Toodles.
Toodles. And we look forward to talking to y'all next week. We're gonna go ahead and cheers.
Cheers.
All right.
See you next time.
Amen.
And we every 2 weeks host.
Mm-hmm.